Just a quick little clip here. If you set your PIDs to something obscure or completely different, this is what might happen. Hang on tight, it's going to get worse. Quite the roller coaster ride, right? And then at the end, when you look at the PIDs again, and you're still in the air, it's all blank. And you can't change them. You get a set timeout. You have to bring it back inside where you've got the connection to the internet, and it will reset to the last known parameters that you set, like this. But be careful. If you're out and you don't have a good connection, good internet connection in the middle of nowhere, you're basically grounded because you're going to get that roller coaster ride. Then, if you click reset, it resets to the original factory specs, which is way back to I think 1.3.3. But for some reason, it still maintains those numbers on board somewhere. So if you hit reset, you're going to go back to the very, very original PID settings that were set at the factory. Then, if you click recommended, it will revert back to your last firmware update, which in this case was 1.3.9. Then it gives me the same PIDs as I started out with before. There's one more thing I want to show you. This is a short clip with the stock settings from 1.3.9. Now, don't get too dizzy, but it kind of gives you a slow motion vertigo. And we go the other way. It's just a short clip. Then I tried something a little different. And notice on the right there, I just changed the two last parameters, the yaw and the roll in the D column, 1.95 and 1.75. Okay? And then I did a little short flight, and this is the result of that one. And here it is. And if you notice, the horizon's not too bad. The jello, there are still some instances of jello there, and this is 2.7K at 60 frames per second, rendered at 1080p, but very slight jello in some places, but a lot better than the normal one. So what's the conclusion? Well, changing the pitch to these ones, the last column, the D column with the yaw and the roll, had a good effect. But you just have to be careful. If you change them too drastically, there is a possibility that you could damage the drone, because as you saw in the very first one, it was really out of control just by changing a few numbers. So be very careful. What I'm going to try now is I'm just going to adjust the D column a little bit. Maybe I'll go 1.75, 1.5, 1.75. Maybe I'll do the bottom one to 1.95. But it's a fine-tuning issue. The question is, should we even have to do this? Not to mention the other issues, which are very, very predominant. You've got horrific horizon tilt in the recommended settings. The HDR mode is locked in, and you have to unlock it in 4K in order to get any other format unlocked. That's another little thing I found. Kind of weird. There's a few little things. There was an update today for the controller, but this Hubsan Zino Mini Pro, it's just got me scratching my head all over the place. Is it still really worth it? Is it worth all the headaches? Let me know. Stay safe. Enjoy the cold weather.